Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here with me. My name is Anastasia. In this video we're going to dive into polarity work on your ascension path, on your spiritual path, and what that means and how this is so key in actually having the breakthroughs in so many areas of your life. I'm going to share a little bit also of my experience with polarity work and how this has helped me really quantum leap into my highest timeline. So what is polarity work exactly? Like, what are we talking about when we talk about polarities? So polarities is your own internal masculine and feminine. So we've got masculine and feminine energies within us that are designed to work together in co-creation. Okay, so the masculine is that structure, the foundation, the action energy, the grounding force. The feminine polarity is that flow, that energy of being. It's the creative force. It's the energy of the higher power, the higher self, connection to the universe. And it's the energy of the one that's creating the ideas. And so the masculine is the one that's grounding these ideas. So the feminine and masculine were designed to co-create within you. Okay, so this is really key and important to actually come into inner balance, to ascend on this earth plane, because what's happening is that as you go through ascension or spiritual awakening, your internal energies start to balance. Your soul is actually made up of the masculine and feminine. So that's why when you're going through ascension, you're balancing these internal polarities so they start to work together. You're coming more embodied into your polarity of who you are, so the masculine or the feminine. So you're actually coming into more power of your polarity. So on this planet we have existed in a very separated state. And so what does separation actually mean? So separation actually is within everyone, and this is the separation of masculine and feminine. So as your internal masculine and feminine start to heal, start to balance, you're then coming into more of a place of inner balance, inner wholeness, inner union, and it's that hermos gamos that starts to come online and starts to activate within you. And so this is so key and important for everyone to balance their internal polarities, because on this journey we are going through really working on the feminine energy, because the feminine has been so suppressed on this planet. We're working on healing the feminine, and as you're healing the feminine, your masculine energy naturally realigns and naturally heals. You cannot come into, the power of who you truly are on a soul level if you've got dysfunctional inner energies, if you've got dysfunctional inner polarities, if they're not working together, if they're not co-creating. They're designed to be a divine technology that you're using in this human experience to really co-create your life in every single way. That's why the polarities have been so targeted on this planet and suppressed. When your inner feminine is wounded, so is your masculine energy. So these two polarities are co-creating. They're designed to co-create. They're designed to work together. When the feminine is disempowered, so is the masculine. So when you're starting to work on balancing these inner polarities, the feminine is the one that's healing first, then the masculine is following your inner masculine. And this is then allowing these energies to merge, work together in union, and really then co-create your reality. You're then able to flow more from this inner alignment of inner union, inner balance, and it's really a beautiful place to come into, because we've been so out of balance with our internal polarities. And a lot of the work that I do now is helping others balance their internal polarities, helping them balance their inner masculine and feminine. This is what I do on my retreats. This is what I have a lot of my coaching is to do with that. My other work is to do with divine union, which is all about polarity balancing. And so all of this is part of it. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing about polarities, because it's truly something huge that we need to work through on our journey and work to really heal within ourselves, because a lot of women have been so suppressed from their feminine energy, from being in their feminine, and a lot of women need to heal their feminine to reconnect with their divine feminine. And that's a lot of the work that a lot of you are doing, or a lot of women are doing right now, to reconnect with their divine feminine energy. And so as they're doing that work, the masculine, your inner masculine, is naturally realigning. So when you come into balance within yourself with these inner polarities, it's truly a divine co-creation. The masculine is that foundation, that structure. The feminine can flow, can thrive in that safe container, because you cannot have the feminine feeling safe. You cannot feel safe in your feminine or embody your true divine feminine when you don't have a solid foundation or structure for that feminine to thrive. So it's that cup that's the masculine, and the water is the feminine. And so these two energies are designed to co-create in divine union. And so on this planet, we've been so much in that separated state, and these energies have not been working together. They've been in that separation within each and every one of us. And so everyone on this path, or the ascension path, the spiritual path, is healing their internal polarities to come into power, to come into their divine power, because these two energies are really there to work together. And when we're not in that internal balance, we're really disempowered in a lot of areas of our life. And so our inner polarities affect everything, because they affect what we create in our life. If we can, manifest our soul purpose, if we can manifest our abundance, if we can hold that abundance, because the feminine attracts, the feminine is the receiving force, the masculine is the container for that abundance and holds that abundance, that container. So it's really that co-creation. And so if you've got unhealed masculine energy within you, you're going to have a hard time even having a soul purpose or soul business, because you're not going to be able to hold it or make it happen, because the masculine is not healed and not strengthened or not powerful enough within you. So it's really about understanding within yourself, where is it that I still have weaknesses in my polarities, and how is that reflecting in my reality? How is that co-creating my reality? It's really asking yourself these deeper questions about how your polarities are affecting your everyday life. So our inner polarities are responsible for really everything that we manifest in our life, everything that we create. They have different roles in our reality of what they're responsible for. And this is so key, because we don't really even understand that the feminine and the masculine are there to work together in union, not in separation. Your inner polarities are in charge of everything in your life, from relationships, from your health, from your finances, your soul purpose. Everything comes from within yourself. So if you're not in your power as a soul, which goes down to whether you're in your power of your masculine or feminine, and the power comes from your internal polarities being in balance and in harmony. That's when you're in your true divine power. Your divine power means that you are in balance and harmony within. Your masculine and feminine are co-creating, they're in union. You've got your solid masculine, you've got the feminine that's thriving because you've got a solid inner masculine, and that's really power. That's really when you come into divine power. You are disempowered if your feminine is disempowered, if your masculine is disempowered. This reflects in every area of your life. This is why on this journey, we have to work on the masculine wounds and the feminine wounds. We have to understand ourselves on a deeper level, like what are your wounds to do with the feminine? What are your wounds to do with the masculine? What has your life experience been like so far? And how is that reflected in your polarities? How is that a reflection of your internal polarities? So this is deep inner work, healing the suppression wounds of the feminine wounds, healing the masculine wounds within you. And this is also generational, because we're healing generational and ancestral stuff to do with imbalanced polarities. So a lot of you are healing ancestral patterns, ancestral wounds that are keeping the feminine and masculine in a place of disempowerment within you, and a place of disconnection. So some of the feminine healing that we're doing, or the feminine wounds that we're really working with that are really deep for the feminine, is feminine wounds around being codependent. Codependency is stemming from the fact that you're internal masculine is not solid. So we're seeking that outside of ourselves. Usually that's women seeking men outside of themselves, because you haven't embodied your own internal inner king, your own inner masculine. So you're seeking that outside of you. That is disempowerment. We are actually coming to a place of power, which means we're not going to be seeking anything outside of ourselves. When you heal your inner polarities, you're really solid and whole within yourself. You're not seeking a man to fill a void as a woman, or you're no longer in those codependency patterns. The other part of the wounded feminine is, to do with rejection, to do with abandonment. These are also very deep feminine wounds that we are healing on this journey to come into your feminine power, to come into balance of your inner masculine and feminine. Because a lot of the work is to do with healing the feminine wounds of suppression, the feminine wounds, the core wounds that we have within ourselves, which then naturally allow you to come into your power and also then heal your inner masculine, because the masculine follows the feminine. So it's so important, if you're doing this work, to understand that this work is very sacred. This work is really important on your ascension to balance your masculine and your feminine. We have been in a separated state from within ourselves. We have been in a disempowered state, and that goes back to our disempowered inner polarities. Our polarities are really key in everything that we create in our reality, in our life. And if you need more help and support on actually healing and understanding your inner polarities and the power and the roles that they play, I've got my powerful polarity course, which dives deep into all of this. You're going to understand really how important this is, and really gives you exercises and techniques of how to heal your internal polarities. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already commented or subscribed, please do. Please let me know how this work for you has been. If you've been working on your inner polarities, let me know below, and I will chat with you and connect with you in the next video.